Hi, this is Debbie from celestialastrologyhealing.co.uk, and today I'd like to do a short video from including the transits from today, really, the 15th of February 2023 to the end of the month, to include the new moon in Pisces on the 20th of February 2023 at 1 degree 21 in Pisces. So I'm going to share a nice image. So as we speak right now on the 15th of February 2023, my time is 12:41 GMT in Britain and Scotland. We have this conjunction between Neptune and Venus at 24 degrees Pisces. And I thought this image was quite a nice description, because Venus is about our one-to-one relationships and how we find our pleasures and joys in life, how we interact with others. And Pisces is very much an otherworldly type of influence where we can connect to the collective through either our mind of creativity, imagination, fantasy, or spiritual insights. So when we have the benefic planet Venus combined with this ethereal, otherworldly influence of Neptune, it can give us the capacity maybe to develop more compassion within our one-to-one relationships as we go through this phase, this planetary influence, this cosmic weather forecast. I really like this image. I have another one also, so let me find that. Yeah, this one here is just another image. It's this figure of 8 here, showing that we are connected to more than this 3D earthly realm. You know, we're very much aware on this earth with all the bombardment of politics and negativity. And you know, if you listen to the news, I just caught a wee bit of the news on the radio as I came back from my swim today. I don't really listen to the news, but I heard something political which was related to the Nicola Sturgeon, the SNP leader, actually handing in her resignation today. So that brought me some sadness, actually, because I think she's been a great force for Scotland and for independence. And I know that for my family and my partner, that will mean an awful lot for them. Although I haven't been following the politics in the news, but I've heard that she brought up something about gender, allowing people that have changed gender, different rights, and I think it's caused a big backlash in the press. But maybe that can be part of this influence of Venus symbolizing femininity, the goddess, our divine sense of femininity. And there can be some foggy weather or disillusionment or blurred boundaries or confusion around certain issues that can make it really hard to decipher the truth in certain circumstances. So maybe I don't really do a lot of mundane astrology. I'm more interested in personal, how things work on a personal level, because then we can work within our own limitations, recognizing our own strengths. But yeah, I just happened to hear that in the news. So today we have Venus and Neptune. So it could be a great time for either, you know, this is a day after Valentine's Day, if you do celebrate such things. I personally had a rebellious sort of feeling yesterday, thinking I don't need to do anything because somebody's created this day for you know, buying roses at inflated prices, or having to go out and book a meal here if you're in a partnership or want to treat your partner. And I said, we can do this any other time, you know. And today, certainly, this is definitely more of a day of romance, kindness, compassion, and love. So moving on to tomorrow, we also have a different planetary transition. Well, actually, Saturn is Cazimi, the sun, at 27 degrees Aquarius, 44 minutes. However, Saturn has been within 15 degrees of the sun, I think, since the 30th of January in Britain. So when a planet is under the beams of the sun, there is an effect of the radiance of the sun blocking out the presence of the planet that is under the beams and or combust when it's within 8 degrees. So that can have quite profound influences when you think about what the sun represents as in our self-expression, our power, our sense of destiny and ambition, the masculine principles of expressing ourselves with a sense of purpose. And then Saturn, the old man, Kronos, the boundary planet as seen by the ancient ones. Saturn represents discipline, limitation, responsibility, structures and routines. So I'm just wondering, you know, it would have been affecting us since throughout February, and then Saturn will be moving into the sign of Pisces on the 7th of March. But, you know, when Saturn is Cazimi with the sun, it's known to be in the chariot of the sun, so given special powers, and that's within like minutes, so very, very much in the heart, raised up. But when Saturn moves out of that Cazimi, being combust with the sun, I'm wondering how that affects us all, and this would depend on where the house of Aquarius is in your chart. And I'm planning to do a teaching video to cast your own chart using the whole sign house system. So then you can actually apply the transiting planets to your natal chart. But for now, yeah, it could be like an ending of a leader as well, somebody in power. And that's certainly what resonated when I heard the news today. I'm just trying to find my pause so I could smoothly go to the next slide, but I can't see it. So let me see. Oh yeah, here we are. I have some images of Saturn with all the rings there. And it's a place that Saturn represents in the solar system. It was the last planet that the ancient ones could see with the naked eye. So if you work with ancient astrology or Hellenistic astrology, Saturn was the boundary planet, the place that represented cold, dark, death, decay, endings, the boundaries through past which they didn't know anything else existed. You know, they didn't have telescopes until like Uranus was discovered in the 1700s and things. And then there's a picture of the sun. So this cold planet with all these boundary rings around it and the sun. I've got another one here. This one shows the warmth of the sun, you know, when the planets are lined up here, the sun being a luminary, the constant in our lives. I might have another one. I can, sometimes my arrows work one direction and then another. Oh yeah, there it is. I like these colors here. This feels quite spiritual, this image here with the sort of high chakra, the top chakra colors of lilac purple. Again, showing this blending together of the dynamism of the sun, and which is hot, you know, it's hot and constant, and Saturn, which is cold, you know. And so there might have been over the last month some sense of restriction in being able to set certain boundaries or work within certain routines with this blend of Saturn combust the sun. But today, Cazimi, excuse me, at 27 degrees, 44 minutes in Aquarius. And on the 18th of February, the sun will enter Pisces and leave Aquarius. When the sun is in Aquarius, it's the opposite to the sign that the sun rules, which is a Leo. So the sun has been and is in exile or detriment, but will be leaving that position on the 18th of February in 3 days' time. I'm going to stop this share. So here is the chart of when the sun enters Pisces. Let me bring up my annotate tool. Ooh, I don't know why that's there. Sorry about that. This is where I have fun and games trying to get all the right tools to work. So thanks for bearing with me. Okay, here's my arrow. Here is Pisces. Here is the house of Aquarius, as you can see here. And the sun and Saturn were Cazimi, as I was saying, on the 16th of February, and now the Sun, which moves much quicker than Saturn, has now moved into Pisces here at 0 degrees Pisces. And this is on the 18th of February 2023, universal time of 22:42. So that's nighttime, isn't it? 20:11 at night. So you would have to adjust to your time zone in the world. If you are west, it will be later in the day. If you're east, it will be earlier in the day. So this is a chart of when the Sun actually moves into Pisces on the 18th of February. So if you had a birth chart and you knew, if you had a birth chart, you would have an inner wheel with your, well, this could look like your birth chart. If somebody was born at this time, this would be a birth chart. So what's helpful when you apply the planets that are in the heavens now, they would be around the outside of the wheel, and then you could see where they were activating different areas of your life. So that's why it's interesting to see where this Sun in Pisces, for instance, will be working for you. And for me, I'm a Sagittarian ascendant. So if I draw a line across here, Sagittarius, so Sagittarius would actually be, ignore what it says there, it says the third, but in whole sign house, the ascendant creates the first house cusp. So the whole house beneath the ascendant would be house 1. So this would be, making a bit of a mess here. This would be my first house. This would be my second house, third house. So the Sun is moving into my 4th house here. So as I'm saying, ignore the numbers here. So if you're a Sagittarian ascendant, the Sun will be moving into your 4th house of Pisces, as will Saturn moving in in March, on the 7th of March. That's going to be activating my 4th house of Pisces. And I know that I am approaching my 2nd Saturn return. Hooray! Let's apply all the wisdom that I've learned over the years. Now I'm becoming an elder. I should have some mastery of some skills that I can apply, things like that. So really where I'm interested in astrology is looking at personal natal charts. And if you're interested in a reading, you need to know your date, time and place of birth. Contact me below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, that would be great. It would help my channel grow and it would encourage me to spend more time doing videos. I do intend to do videos for all different signs with the planetary placings, but at the moment I'm relatively new to sharing my astrology to the wider world. I listen to astrology constantly, podcasts, I'm constantly studying. I'm doing my 3rd year with Nightlight Astrology, doing a horary course. I've passed 1st year, 2nd year, and I've just enrolled in another course today, which starts today with Kelly Surtees, combining the perfections, but I've only studied them on an annual perfection level. So I'm going to look at how I can apply that to monthly perfections, which will help me to see what's going on using this ancient timing technique in our lives and each month. So another layer that I'm hoping to add into my interpretive skills. So that's just an example of that. Sorry, I've gone off on a tangent. I'll stop that share. And next, what will be coming up on the 20th of February, there's a new moon in Pisces at 1 degree 21 minutes in Pisces. So that will be when the Sun and the Moon are conjunct. And a new moon offers new opportunities for planting new seeds to bring to fruition, having new ideas. And Pisces is a very feminine sign of the zodiac, very yin, inward, sensitive, emotional, intuitive, caring, kind, and compassionate. And here's a wee thing that I found. New moon in Pisces, creativity, because ruled by Jupiter, the expansive planet in ancient times. And Neptune has been given to be the ruler of Pisces, Neptune being the god of the sea, Pisces being the symbol of the 2 fishes swimming in opposite directions. Reflection, think about waters reflect, kindness, emotional compassion. All of these things are possible with a new moon in Pisces, a sensitivity and a connection to the wholeness again. When we think about the oceans that connect us all around this earthly planet, and all the memories of every single thing that's lived, held in the memory of each water molecule, and how we can then therefore feel that we're part of something much more bigger than ourselves. And most of our body is also water, you know. I don't know if it's 70 odd or 80% water. You know, we carry all the memories of our experiences within us, and we can connect to that water, and we can connect to the feelings and emotions of others in the collective in a kind way. So there's the season of from the 18th of February, we're going to have the whole month of Pisces, and then 2 days later, new moon and in Pisces, where the sun and the moon are conjunct in Pisces. So highlighting that potential for planting new seeds of beginnings. And they will come into fruition when there's a full moon in Pisces, which will be in the opposite sign of Virgo. So Virgo will be autumn time in 6 months' time. So yeah, and it's a bit like we're paving the way with this new moon before Saturn moves sign on March the 7th. So Saturn spends about 2.5, 3 years in one sign of the zodiac, being so far away, being the distant planet. And when he moves into a new sign of the zodiac, we're all going to feel that sense of responsibility, structure, limitation, maturity that we want to build upon, master our skills, or learn lessons about what's lacking in our lives. So that's a really important shift that's about to come when the Saturn moves into Pisces and spends about 3 years there. As I mentioned, you know, depends on where Pisces is in your own natal chart. So please subscribe if you've not already. Click the button, and that would be great. Yeah, if I did your birth chart, we could have a real look at that as well, Saturn and Pisces, and how that affects you in your life and what area of life that would activate for you. So what else have I got? Have I got anything else? Oh yeah, I love this. I was looking at imagery really. So this reminds me of being under the ocean, and that's all very Pisces. Pisces is a symbol of the fish swimming in opposite directions. I've certainly done some snorkeling in warmer countries, and also paddy scuba diving, and being under the ocean. There's something very spiritual, ethereal. I remember seeing these rays coming down, and it was just like it's just like you can't really see it with visual, but it's like absorbing from above and bringing it down below, and then all these sort of beautiful streams of radiant sun were just floating into the ocean. So this fire of the sun in this water element just was like, it just felt very, very spiritual and enlightening and peaceful. And yeah, for me, I just felt very connected at that time. And this image shows a mermaid. I'd like to be a mermaid. I think I am part mermaid, actually. I love being in the water. I've just been for a swim, and I just feel so different in the water. And all the aches that you get when you're older, like a sore hip that I've constantly got, I don't feel it in the water. It's like it's kind to us, the buoyancy. But this is just a beautiful image, again, encapsulating Neptune, Venus, and the Pisces new moon, which is coming up. I don't know if I've got any other images here. Yeah, we've done those. That again is about the connection of Venus and Neptune conjunction, Saturn conjunct the Sun. I was going to do more, but actually I think I'm going to leave it there. Again, if you're interested in a reading at this stage of my professional astrological career, because I live quite remotely, I don't live in a city or anything, I'm looking for new clients all the time, and I give so much for a reading. I spend hours before I do a reading, then I do a live recorded Zoom, or I can do a Zoom without you being present even, which I've done for a few people as a gift. And I go right through your chart, bringing up all your potential gifts and challenges. And I can look at transits, I can look at solar returns, I can look at progressions, what progress lunar phase you're in, where the eclipses, the solar eclipses may affect you in the year ahead. And I take quite a lot of notes, which I type, and then I email them afterwards. So you can listen back to the recordings, you can either be present or not present. and then I send you all the notes so you can read back on them. And I've had a lot of positive feedback. If I become busier, I would definitely be cutting down how much time I spend on these recordings. So thanks for listening. Contact me if you're interested in a reading, or if you can, just subscribe to my channel, and that will encourage me to continue this work and continue doing these offerings. So happy new moon in Pisces when it comes on the 20th of February, and I hope you're enjoying this lovely blend of Venus and Neptune today, also in Pisces. Blessings, love and light and peace to all.